Hello YouTube. Just wanted to take a few minutes here today as we're at the end of October, and I just winterized my water lines a few minutes ago, just to kind of recap our year and tell you a little bit about some of the adventures you may see coming on our channel as we try to summarize everything. So earlier this year, you can tell I'm not sitting in the Passport anymore. We picked up a Grand Design 2800 bunkhouse, and we ordered that back in January, and we picked it up in April when it finally came in. We got a great value trade-in for our Passport hybrid. It was in very good shape. We took good care of it, and we were actually quite surprised with the trade-in value that we obtained, which made things going to the travel trailer a little bit better. Also, we never expected how more simplified the setup would be in a travel trailer. Coming from tents to pop-ups, we were always packing the vehicle, setting up the pop-up, pulling out the beds, making the beds, transferring stuff into the camper. Same thing with the hybrid. Even though we had the main box where we could have a lot of our clothes and everything already loaded, you still had the beds that were folded up in the walls. And we would arrive on site, set up outside, open the beds, make the beds. And while it got a little bit simpler, it was not nearly like this. And that was probably our biggest surprise moving to a travel trailer. And at the same time, I think, it makes us appreciate the work that, we see other people still doing. And, the kids have always been involved in setting up, and they still do that. And I think they definitely, learned a good lesson of helping and everything with that. So now we timed it. I think when we were in South Dakota, we are setting up in about 15, 16 minutes. It was like 16 and a half minutes. That's water, sewer, electric, slides out, leveled on the site, and chairs out of the front storage, mat down, and even the trash cans in the trash bags in the trash can. So, that really changed things, and it really made it nice for our trip. We had a few nights here where we did Camp Driveway, just to kind of get the lay of the land and see where things were. And on some weekends, I would take the camper for a drive, tow it, just to get the adjustments, on the weight distribution hitch fine-tuned. Now, we're using the 12,000 pound rated Equalizer E4. It's a 4-point mount system for weight distribution and sway control, and that performed fantastic. We were in some pretty heavy winds, and it was nice and uniform push both on the truck and on the camper. We weren't getting a lot of sway. Even when tractor trailers would come up and kind of sit there right off the tail end of the camper, and you get that initial push. Definitely much more improved compared to my smaller hybrid, which used the bars and the chains. Now, I kind of attribute that to a heavier weight distribution system, but also this camper comes in dry, about 1,800 pounds heavier than our loaded hybrid was. So we're at 6,800 pounds. When we were loaded going out west this year, we were at 7,650 according to the CAT scale, and pretty well balanced. Now, what that also meant was, my Toyota Tundra with us in it, I was not able to really have anything in the bed. So all we really carried in the bed was the cooler, which was only used for grocery runs. Otherwise, it was empty. And I have a toolbox in there with a floor jack, a lightweight aluminum floor jack from Harbor Freight. So, our truck was as empty as possible so we could be as loaded as we needed to be here for 5 weeks on the road. So if you keep an eye out, we're going to be putting together a little video of our West trip. My girls are seniors this year in high school and in 7th grade for Madison. So it was really important for us to get that big family trip in, and we've been planning it for a few years. So as you can see here on our state map, we increased quite a bit. We had the East Coast from our 2015 trip to Florida and back, where we stopped in all the states to camp and spent Thanksgiving in Jamestown, Virginia, and Williamsburg, Virginia. So that was a great trip. This year we added 17 states as we made our way across, picked up Route 66, followed 66 from St. Louis all the way to Albuquerque, New Mexico, hit the Four Corners. We spent a lot of time in Utah, Colorado, and South Dakota. That was the primary purpose of our trip. We were able to see some family and some good things out there in Moab and such. Went to Mount Rushmore and made our way around Nebraska. We did think about crossing the river to go into Nebraska, but it wouldn't have counted for us. You know, we were trying to stop in any of the states that we were staying in. For the most part, we did that. And we gained 17 states and 6,031 miles over 32 days. So that was great. Our temperatures for this season, we have camped in as low as 30 degrees, and the furnace is doing a good job. We did a modification to the blower, directional control here next to the sink, and I think I'm going to probably clean up some of the flex line, make it a little bit more efficient underneath the cabinets as we're trying to get to the back. But the bathroom pumps out good heat, and so does the rest of the camper. So 30 degrees was our coldest. Our highest was 106. We had 4 days in Moab, Utah, all of which topped out over 100 degrees every day. I think 2 of them were 104, and our highest was 106. What was nice is it did cool off, so to speak, into the mid-70s, usually at night, which felt great. But you had to get out in the morning and, you know, do what you wanted to do first thing in the morning, stay very hydrated, and try to keep up with all of that. But the camper did great. I mean, when you're talking about an RV that you can take from 30 degrees, if not colder, but I mean, we were camped in 30 degrees, you know, across the country, 6,000 miles total, 6,031 miles. And you go from, you know, mild northeast temperatures to dry heat, but very hot, you know, west temperatures. And then you get the humidity with some of the storms that we encountered. The camper did great. The only thing we had was one piece of trim on our bedroom door, the adhesive backing that they use there. You know, that came loose. Not a big deal. So overall, looks like for this year, so today is the 22nd of October, and we had 42 nights, 6,655 miles, and temperatures from 30 to 106, 17 new states. You can see by our collection of stickers here from the Western trip, a lot of great places that we stayed at, you know, KOAs, family campgrounds, state parks, a little bit of everything. And, you know, Moab sticker, my outdoor adventure begins. Well, that's definitely what we did this year. And looking forward to maybe squeaking in another one, but probably not this year, I guess. Just because of the school activities and homecoming and Thanksgiving right around the corner. But definitely next year we're looking to take some good trips again and explore, maybe add some New England states, at least New York. I definitely want to go up to maybe the Adirondacks or Letchworth State Park again, maybe with the family. But that was just a quick summary we wanted to put together here just of this year. I'm going to be following up with a little bit more about the camper, some of the problems we encountered, some of the minor fixes we had to do, and overall, a great season with our Grand Design 2800 bunkhouse. So stay tuned for more as we try to put that content together and get it posted. For now, we'll talk to you later.